Hello and welcome to the channel. I am here for an album review for you guys. Now for this review, this is not a newer release, of course. This is a throwback review. And for this review, I'm going to be reviewing an album from a band that I've actually been listening to a lot recently. And I think these guys are fantastic. And these guys are also super underrated, in my opinion. They're definitely not getting the recognition that I think they deserve. They are, of course, one of the pioneers of progressive metal, and I think they're one of the best in their genre. They're right up there with Queensryche for me. Definitely a solid group. But for this review, I'm going to be reviewing Fate's Warning with their album Inside Out. And again, underrated bands, and this album is underrated. When it does come to Fate's Warning, you know, and the recognition that they do get, this album is pretty underrated if you ask me. I've seen some people's rankings for Fate's Warning that put this album at the bottom, which I'm just like, wow, like really? Or at least somewhere close to the bottom, like the second least favorite or whatever, like third least favorite or whatever. I would not do that. I think this album is actually great. Sure, it's not one of their best, but I do think it's a great album still. It's kind of a unique album. I mean, I really can't find much wrong with this album. Sure, it's a tad different, you know, it's more commercial, I guess. They kind of, you know, continued what they did from the previous album at the time, Parallels, which was a big album for them. And I feel like for this album, they were just kind of living off of that, like continuing that commercial sound that they did. I believe I did review Parallels on my channel one time, so go check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, for this album, Inside Out, again, not one of their best. I can understand that. But to say that this is one of their weakest, I don't think I would go that far. I mean, this album has a lot of great songs on it. Now, there are a few tracks on here that I don't go back to a lot or anything, such as the opening track, Outside Looking In. This song has never really done much for me. It is maybe one of my least favorites on the album. I don't know if that's a popular opinion or not. It's never been one of my favorites off the album. It's a decent album opener, but I don't know. There's something about this song that just kind of turns me off a bit. But it's not a bad track. And then we got Pale Fire, which is a good song. I do like this one. I think it may be one of my favorites as well. I like the guitar work, especially towards the intro, and the chorus is pretty straightforward, you know, pretty much straight to the point, but I do like this song. You know, it's definitely good. Skipping a track ahead, we got Shelter Me. Whenever I first heard this album, this was immediately one of my favorites. Still maybe one of my favorites, I don't know. I really dig this song though. I like the intriguing guitar work that you get in this song, and just the way the instrumentation is, and the chorus is pretty catchy as well. I don't know what it is about this song, but the chorus kind of gives me some Iron Maiden vibes, specifically the Power Slave album. I don't know if I'm the only one that gets vibes of Iron Maiden in their earlier work, but yeah. It's a great song. It's got its energy, but it's also just the structure and flow of this song I think is really unique and just intriguing to listen to. And then we got Island in the Stream, which is still to this day maybe one of my favorites on the album, possibly my favorite on the album, and possibly one of my favorite Fate's Warning songs. I know that might be a little unpopular, but I don't know. There's just something very unique about this song. It's a little over 5 minutes, or a little over 6 minutes even. Yeah, it's you know, it's a longer song, but like, man, it's one of those songs that you want to listen to all the way through when you listen to it. I just love everything about it. It's more of a power ballad-like song that has some soft melodies. I love the melodies of the guitars in this song, and the acoustics. I mean, the acoustics, like, now, when it comes to acoustics, it's something that I can be kind of picky with, but man, is it really well done in this song. I just love the melody of the guitar work in this song. I even really like the solo, and yeah, it's one of my favorites. It has one of my favorite solos on the album. And I like the melody changes within the guitars at the end of the song as well. I just, there's just a lot to like about this song. Again, the guitar work in that song is just really the thing that sticks out to me the most. Now, Ray's vocals are something else to point out as well. He does sound like he's giving it his all in that song. But yeah, it's just an excellent track. Island in the Stream is just an excellent track. If you don't check out any of the songs on this album, at least check out that song. It's really well done, and it's almost a near masterpiece for me. I just really love it. And then we got Down to the Wire. This song, kind of a mixed bag for me sometimes. I have my days where I really dig this song and it's one of my favorites, but then I have my days where I only think it's okay. The thing that really stands out to me with this song is the guitar work, and that's really the thing that really makes this album really unique and underrated, and the guitar work. I just really like the guitar work throughout the entire album, not just in one or two songs, but throughout this album. Now, my main problem with Down to the Wire is actually some of the lyrics, especially the first line in the song where Ray says, like, I can't remember what we last talked about, or something like that. Kind of, I don't know, kind of unoriginal, it kind of makes me roll my eyes a little bit. I mean, kind of sounds like a lyric that, like, maybe Breaking Benjamin would use in, like, the Saturate era or something. But, yeah, I don't know. But it's a good song, though. It's not one of my least favorites or anything. It's maybe towards the middle for me. Again, the main thing about this song is the guitar work that really sticks out to me. And then we got Face the Fear, which is... I like this song. I think whenever I first heard this album, this was one of my favorites. And it still might be one of my favorites. I don't know. One of the things that really stand out to me with this song, you guessed it, the guitar work. I mean, this song is just really fantastic. I like the guitar work, and the way the melodies are done within Ray's vocal delivery, and I think it's just a really well-made song. And I'm not really one for instrumentals, for those who don't know. Like, I don't really listen to instrumentals and interludes sometimes with certain bands, but this album has an interlude that I absolutely dig, which is Inward Bound. Man, what a fantastic instrumental this is. And maybe it's because of the fantastic guitar work that's on this album that you don't care if, this song even has any vocals, because the guitar work alone really makes up for the song, even without vocals, and the melodies of the guitars really good. I think it's a really good instrumental. So skipping right on over to the closing track, Afterglow. Really good song and really good album closer. It's fairly atmospheric and kind of moody, and I just really think it's a good album closer. So overall, I gotta say that this album is great. There's definitely a lot to like about this album. The replay value is fairly strong. There's, a lot of great songs on this album. If I had to pick out my favorite songs on the album, I'd of course go with Pale Fire, Shelter Me, Island in the Stream, and Face the Fear. I think those are excellent tracks. Those are by far my favorites. I mean, definitely great stuff. So yeah, there's only a few tracks on here that I don't think are worth returning to as much, but there's some songs on here that I just can't stop going back to, of course. But yeah, definitely a great album. Again, not one of Fates Warning's best, but that's not saying much because it's still a great album. So as a score, I'll have to give Inside Out by Fates Warning probably a 8.5 out of 10. That's a very good score, and yeah, I do like this album. It's a great album, so let me know what you guys think of this album if you've heard it. What's your favorite song, least favorite song? Just let me know all that stuff. But either way, thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and take care.